Hey, it's Chris at Intentional, and today I want to talk to a specific group of people, like myself. There's a lot of us in the marketing and advertising sphere because of the strength that I want to talk about specifically. I've learned over the years the hard way, and I wanted to share some of the things that I've learned for other people that might share this trait with me. It's one of the strengths and one of my top 5 with the Gallup Strengthsfinder, which I highly recommend if you haven't done before. It's $20. It's an awesome way of just getting good detail about your personality. It's kind of beyond the Myers-Briggs sort of frameworks. It gives more of a strength-based assessment. So it's more actionable, I think, and it has great examples of ways in which to utilize that strength and I guess the counter of that, of what you need to watch out for. And so the strength today that I want to talk about is connectedness. Connectedness is for those people that when you have a big event on TV or pop culture somewhere, so Game of Thrones ending, the Tigers destroying GWS, whatever it might be, that you jump on your LinkedIn or other places and people will write, what the Tigers mauling of GWS teaches us about management consulting, teaches about SEO, or just some other random link. That's often going to be someone that has a high level of connectedness. And so for people without that connectedness, or probably everyone now because we've seen it so often, it just feels like a bit of a low play. But for a lot of people that don't have that strength, it just seems random and it's really, really easy to tune out. And so running in with the headline of, oh, this is like that, people that don't have that strength or don't see that link will immediately shut off because it feels contrived. What you need to do is to, or what I've learned to do, is to subtly introduce that and actually start with sharing what you want to talk about first. So don't share what the link is, share what the topic is that you want to talk about. So if there are 6 things about SEO, 3 things about content management, whatever the item is that you want to talk about, share that first. And so for where I've learnt that is, I guess, when I'm talking with clients and they're looking for, or they're sending in briefs, and that brief might remind me of something else that we've done previously for another client. And so the temptation is to immediately say, oh, we did this for them, this is how it worked. The first thing you should do is address the brief in front of you, address the question related to that client, and then use the connectedness to support that, and do that in a slow and steady way. Now, if it doesn't link to it, or if it's so random, don't bring it up. Just know that that sort of supports you in what you're doing. Maybe email later and send a link so people can actually view it. And that leads to my other tip. If you're presenting and you're going to link random things, definitely use visuals so that at least people can see, there's the Tigers premiership. I'm going to get off this Tigers GWS slant so the rest of Australia can get it. But you see an image of what that connected item might be, and you go, it just gives people a chance to stop and think, rather than just blurting it out because it just came to your mind. You'll lose people immediately, and it can often just seem random or off topic to other people coming through. So as much as possible, present what you want to talk about first, and then use that as supporting evidence. And number 2, if doing it in person, plan it, do it as a visual, more so than just, it's come to my mind and I'll blurt it out. The final tip for people that have the strength of connectedness, and it is a great strength, it does enable you to think on the fly and go, yeah, this will work or it won't work. The danger is trying to connect too many threads as well. I've definitely suffered from this. So it's not only that there's one thing that reminds me, it's 2, or it might even be 3 random links of things that can come into play. And now I'm trying to think through, okay, well, I can actually roll these out and these ideas and supporting evidence. Always just stick to one connection. Try and pick the strongest one. It's why it's better to prepare it than just to blurt it out. But if you can pick the strongest connection, again, you might send the other 2 or 3 after, or you might just keep them share with your team or whatever it might be. But already if people are thinking we're talking about one topic, you're now bringing up another. If you can link that well, that's brilliant. But if you're you're in a meeting, talk about one topic, you've got one brief, now you've raised something else, then something else, then something else. it's just too distracting for people receiving it. So if you're a connected person like myself, you probably love multitasking, you probably love having multiple conversations going at once, talking about random topics in your social life. We're generally the ones that are, connecting people. This group, you've got to meet this person. All of those are fantastic strengths. It also, every strength obviously comes with a counterbalance. We've just got to be aware of to fully utilize that strength when you're not talking to other people that maybe have this as the default way of learning. All right, thanks.